Everybody, back again for another behind the scenes video, and this one's just going to be a quick one about sort of who our ideal customer base is. And at the end of the day, we don't discriminate. Anybody who thinks that they can benefit from our services, by all means, everybody is welcome and more than happy to help you out. But there's a couple of key sort of people that we can really help more than others. And I'm just going to run through who I think they are so far. And it's going to change, the company's still in its early stages and it's going to change year to year, but so far this is who we sort of focus on. So the first type of people are the endurance athletes who are not currently being coached, okay? So we're looking at people who are, when I say endurance athletes, I'm not talking about the elites. I mean, some, sure. I mean, I do get quite a lot of elite people coming through, but we're looking at the people who are just starting out in their training. A lot of them are late starters, so, 45, 50 plus who have just got into the endurance sport. Anybody who, whether you're an amateur, an age group, or an elite athlete, they come to us. So we're looking at the swimmers, the cyclists, the runners, the triathletes and the rowers are probably the main five. And it's people who want to take a scientific approach to their training. Now, everybody's heard of training zones, 220 minus your age, 180 minus your age, the Phil Maffetone method, and by all means Phil knows what he's talking about. But at the end of the day, they're all generic training zones. It's all based on everybody. So why would you use something that is built for everybody when you can use something specifically built for you, okay? So we're all about eliminating the guesswork from your training prescription. So we get people coming in, they do their tests, they get their individualized training zones, get them 100% accurate to their physiology, not some generic equation, and then we educate them and empower them with the knowledge that they need to then go off and get the best out of themselves, right? So we see a lot of people who are injured through overuse injuries doing a lot of training. It's very typical of the endurance athlete to do a lot of training, a lot of long, slow distance training. But as you see through a lot of our videos, we talk about a thing called minimum effective dose. It's about getting the maximum benefit in the minimum training time, doing the absolute bare minimum you need to do to actually get a positive response. So we get the people in who are just new to sport. They're not currently being coached. They're after some general advice. Some people want to jump on a training program. And all the rest, right? So that's number one. Number two is actually coaches, right? So we focus on coaches as well. And what we want to do with coaches is to actually get their athletes in for testing and then provide the coaches with the information they need to then get that athlete to break through their barriers, whether it's a physiological barrier, whether they're breaking down with fatigue, whatever it is. It's all about helping the coaches then eliminate their guesswork in training, because again, they're probably using the 220 minus your age or some sort of generic training zones. If we can get the exact training zones for that individual athlete, and then also get their physiological strengths and weaknesses, see what they need to actually do to improve their performance, then we can educate the coaches on how they can modify their training slightly to get the best benefit for their athlete, give them the most likelihood of success. Now, coaches is a really funny one because a lot of coaches think that Mets in general is their direct competitors, but it's not the case. My ideal situation would be coaches send their athletes to me. I then give them their data, educate you guys on how to implement that based on the training zones that Mets gives, and then you go off and modify the training a little bit to get that athlete to become as successful as possible. Now, what happens is a lot of coaches, I feel like there's an ego barrier there. It feels like maybe I'm telling them what to do, which is not what the desired. That's not what I'm trying to get out of it. I'm just trying to help you get more benefit for your client, for your customer. Therefore, they're going to be satisfied. They're going to stay with you, and your business is going to grow that way. Unfortunately, what happens is sometimes it's the opposite, where the coaches don't want to hear about it. The athlete comes to me out of their own pocket and maybe without their coach knowing, and they will then give their coach the data. The coach doesn't want to use it, and then the athlete gets frustrated because they're not seeing improvement, and then then maybe they come over to me to get a training program or some coaching that way. I can 100% honestly say I have never ever tried to pursue an athlete who already has a coach. The only times the people come to me is who are already being coached, is because that something's breaking down on the other end, and they don't want to take or listen to that advice and use individualized training zones there. So we actually want to help the coaches. We're not in direct competition. Yes, we do training programs. Yes, we do weekly coaching, but it's all online stuff. It's for the people, which leads me to the third one. It's for the people that can't attend group training sessions. All right, they can't attend group training sessions. Maybe they don't need the support of group training sessions. They're busy with work. They're busy with family commitments, and they just need to get a program which is flexible around their working hours, their lifestyle. They come in, do their test, or they do their field-based training zones, and then I write them up a program to work in with their time commitments, the time availabilities, their lifestyle requirements, their work life, their family, obviously their individualised training zones, and also the goals that they want to get from their program. So they come to me, it's all online, gives them the perfect program there, but there's no sort of direct contact or group training sessions or camaraderie behind that as well. So it's sort of not in direct competition with the standard sort of coaches, because there's no group training sessions. A lot of people come to coaches because they want that community feel in the group sessions. They want to come in and it's basically their social life. They want to come in, have fun, enjoy their sessions, get fit, and see their friends. All right. So we're very much performance based. So it's a lot of programming. We're expert programmers. We know what to look for in the data. We know what activity to prescribe, what exercise intensity, duration, frequency, etc., to get the best benefit out of you. But there's not that sort of camaraderie feeling of group coaching and group fitness sessions there. So they're sort of the three main ones that we look at. We look at the people who aren't coached and want to get more scientific and more individualized approach, the coaches who want to get more benefit for their athletes, and also the people who maybe are busy with work and family commitments and don't want to or can't commit to the group coach session, so they're happy to do an online program, again, which is individualised around their working hours that way. So that's pretty much it. The last one is schools. We go around and do a lot of stuff with Year 11 and 12 VCE PE students. We go around and do some VO2 max testing and then educate them on what they need to know about what they're currently learning and what the information they need to know for exams. So we go around there as well. So that's pretty much it in terms of at the moment who we think that our key client is. All right? And that's, again, not discriminating against anybody. Anybody can come in, of course, but they're sort of the ones we're looking at. Any sort of endurance athlete from that sort of background there. Hope you enjoyed it. Any questions below? Speak to you soon.